Hello everyone, welcome to Axis Learn. We are starting a brand new chapter. This chapter is all about financial mathematics. So, what is financial mathematics? It's all about the investment of the money and what is the return you are getting for that in terms of interest, in terms of dividend, in terms of percentage, in many different manner you would get return. Or I can also say taking loan. In there also, how much EMI you are paying? Is it profitable to invest in somewhere, making loan at one other place? How to expand your company if at all you do not know all these features of investment and making loan? So today, mathematically, you would understand how these money work, how this money will behave, how the principal will become amount. We will talk about it. Basically, we'll start with the first ever and simple topic, perpetuity and sinking fund. The word perpetuity means what? There is no end, infinite I can say. Perpetuity is an annuity in which the periodic payments begin on a fixed date and continue forever. It is called perpetual annuity. So, what is the meaning of annuity? Annuity is where a money is paid on equal interval of time. Money is paid or you are receiving after an equal interval of time. The time interval is equal, same time interval. Every month you might get, every year you might get. You might have heard of these scholarships in your schools and colleges. Scholarships are being given to you. There is an amount of money fixed in the bank. So that bank will be giving you interest every year. That interest will be given as the scholarship for that particular student based on different merits, of course. But mostly the scholarships are done like that. They will put a huge amount so that it produces the amount of scholarship every year without interruption for perpetual time, for infinite level of time. So perpetuity is here. So here I can give one other example. A person purchases a house or flat and rents it out. The person is entitled to get rent as long as the property continues to exist, on the basis that it is always in the rent. Hope you are understanding. So, how will the calculation be for this? There are two kinds of payment. What are the two kinds of payment? One, when the time period is given for paying, you have paid in the beginning or you are paying at the end. Normally, we pay at the end. What is the last date of paying the bill? Maybe 2 or 3 days before that we will be paying the bill. So, this 2 or 3 days before when we are paying the bill, that is considered to be at the end of the time interval. What if you are paying at the start of the time interval? Don't you feel like an entire time period is given extra? And of course, your money is with the bank or any other place for extra one interval. So, of course, these two kinds of payments are also considered here. Here, in the type 1, the periodic payment is made at the end of the each payment period. That equal interval of time, what I said, at the end of that equal interval of time, this is being made. Let us consider an annuity whose periodic payment is P. So payment I am getting P. Every year, every month, every half year, quarterly, or some length. You fix a length. I am getting P for infinite periods. Interest being R%, where R% could be written as what? As I in decimal format. R by 100 is I. So, if I take that periodic payment, how much I am getting yearly or that payment, and divide by I, then I will get the amount I have to deposit in the bank. That's it. Imagine you want to give a scholarship of 10,000 rupees every year. Then you need to ask the bank, what is the rate of interest you are paying? If he says 10%, then 10 divided by 100 is 0.1 is your I. So just divide by 0.1. You will get the amount, how much you have to pay. So you can just imagine this is nothing but 1 by 10. 10 goes up here. So 1 extra 0. So 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So obviously you have to keep 1 lakh rupees and keep that 1 lakh rupees there per entire year. This is rate of interest per period they are saying. So I am taking example per year. I am taking here the example. If at all bank is paying 10% per annum, what is the 10% of 1 lakh? 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 rupees will be available at the end of 1 year for every year onwards from that day when you have kept 1 lakh rupees in the bank. From that day onwards, every year on the same day you will get 10,000 rupees if bank is giving 10% interest forever. If interest changes, obviously everything changes. Hope you are getting the point. What if when the periodic payment is made at the beginning of the each payment? Beginning of the each payment means, imagine today you deposit a money, today itself the first payment should happen. That is, you want to give 10,000 rupees as the scholarship and for bank is paying 10% and you are paying today, and today itself there is a function and today itself bank should provide the scholarship money. So bank has not produced any interest out of you. So the first installment will be added to the whole process. So extra P will come here and amount will be 1 lakh and 10,000. Am I clear about this? So these two formulas are very easy to understand. Hope you are gaining the understanding over this. So once you understand this, we can obviously do the problems on this without any hesitation. Find the present value of a sequence of payment of 1,000 rupees. What is the payments you are receiving? Payments P you are receiving as 1,000. Made at the end of every 6 months. So what is the time period they are giving? Time period is 6 months. Continuing forever. If the money is worth 8% per annum compounded semi-annually, what is this semi-annually? You need to understand this. With this question, I want to talk about something which is not given in many of the textbooks. You see, the time and the interest, we can take it as I. I is nothing but whatever the R they give divided by 100, the interest. This will change according to one of the most important characteristic, that is term of interest paid. Many of the banks, they pay yearly. When they are paying yearly, the time will be T itself and interest will be I itself. If they are paying for 6 months, yearly means 12 months. 6 months means it is half yearly. Half yearly, if at all they are giving the interest. T will be 2T. Time will be twice. Why? Because if they say 2 years, 2 into 2, 4 terms of interest will be followed. And obviously, I will be I by 2. Interest will be divided by 2. If it is quarterly, that is every 3 months. So there will be 4 quarters. 3, 3, 3, 3 for making it as 12. So it will be 40 and it will be I will be divided by 4. If it is monthly, that is 1 month, every month the interest is being calculated. Then time will be 12T and I will be divided by 12. If at all they do daily, it will be 365 into T and I will be divided by 365, and that is not naturally occurring phenomena around us. So since this is applied mathematics, we are trying to be as close to reality as possible. So I'm not even giving that. So hope you have understood the relationship between the term of bank paying the interest and the time we need to take for calculation and I we need to take for calculation. For this particular formula, the time is absent, but obviously you need to understand half yearly means twice. In a year, twice it will happen. 4 times, 12 times, you get the feel of it. And obviously the same number is divided here. So this should be learnt at once. So I am not splitting that. I've given here. I will be using it later. And for understanding also, you have got it. The time is 6 months. So that means how many years here? 0.5 years. But when we are substituting in the formula, it will be twice because in a year we consider. When we are calculating I, you need to be careful because it is half yearly and 8% is given. So it is 8% means 8 is divided by 100 and also it is divided by 2. Why? Because it is half yearly, I is divided by 2. Got it? So here I need to take I by 2. So we have learned that I is nothing but R by 100. R is the percentage. So I can take R is equal to 8%. I by 2 I am taking. So 8% means 8 by 100 divided by 2, for it is semi-annually. So how much I am getting here? I am getting here as 0.04. So once I know P value and once I know I by 2 value, I can easily substitute in the formula. What is the formula of amount? What is the amount I need to get that periodic payment when it is paid half yearly? I by 2 I am taking here. So what is this? Is 1000 rupees. It is compounding semi-annually, half yearly. So I by 2 is 0.04. What is the output? Is nothing but 25,000. So if you pay 25,000 to the bank, every 6 months a payment of 1000 rupees will be made if at all the bank keeps the interest rate 8% fixed for perpetuity of time. We'll go to another question. What is the sum of money needed? That means they are asking what is the value of A. What sum of money is needed to invest now so as to get rupees 5,000? How much I should get? P, 5,000. At the beginning of every month. So what is the time I am taking? Every month. It is monthly. T is equal to monthly. If the money is worth 6% per annum, so what is R value? 6%. First, let's calculate I by 12. Why I by 12? Because for monthly, if it is 1 month, monthly, it is I by 12. So, I by 12 I am taking. Now, how to calculate I first of all? Is 6 divided by 100. And again, extra divided by 12 will come to make it compounding monthly. So, what is the output here? It is nothing but 0.005. Now, you need to give very important feeling for one of the word in the question. Beginning of every month. Did you see this beginning? This information will be giving like this: beginning of every month, starting of the period, starting now, starting today. These are the keywords. If you do not give importance to these keywords, normally what is the formula you choose is A is equal to P by I by 12. But since it is beginning, an extra P will be added. One extra payment will be added because beginning of every month you need to start. That means when you deposit the money, that month ka beginning also they have to pay. They have to pay right and then. When you say that every month ka beginning I want, if at all you are depositing the money at 12th or 13th of that month ka payment they should do right and then. So people, you need to understand that extra P will come here. So to do this, let's do the substitution. So P value is 5,000 divided by 0.005 plus what is P value is 5,000. So of course, when you are trying to simplify this, it will become 10 lakh plus 5,000. 10 lakh plus 5,000 is 10 lakh 5,000. Here is how much you have to deposit in the bank so that every month, that to beginning of the month, you will be getting 5,000. If at all the bank is paying an interest of 6% per annum compounding monthly gain. We'll do one last problem on perpetuity. At what rate of interest will the present value of perpetuity of 500 payable at the end of every 6 months be 10,000? So obviously they have given about P value, that is 500. They have given A value, that is 10,000. And they have given every 6 months, that is T is nothing but half yearly. So obviously if it is half yearly, you know the formula of amount is nothing but P divided by I by 2. So when I substitute the formula, it will be 10,000 here, P value will be 500 here, divided by I by 2. So what is the value of I here? I goes here, 500, 2 goes up here, into 2 divided by 10,000. So what is the value of I? Is nothing but 0.1. Now if at all you want it in terms of percentage, then R is nothing but I into 100%. So that is nothing but 10%. You can write it in percent or you can write it in I. Am I clear? The next concept, what all did we learn in this video? We learned about amount could be found by the formula of P divided by I. A is equal to P by I if it is in the beginning of the month and annually. Same way, in the beginning of the month, if it is semi-annually, it will be A is equal to P divided by I by 2. And the same thing will be P divided by I by 4 if it is quarterly. The same A is equal to P divided by I by 12 if it is monthly. And the same formula will get plus P if it is in the beginning of the month. If the periodic payment, it is also called as annuity, equal time interval payment. If it is starting from today, from now, in the beginning of the month, beginning of the half year, beginning of the quarter, any of that, plus P will be added for each of this. Beginning of the month, beginning of the year, beginning of any of these time intervals you consider, we need to add this P because an extra premium you have to pay. The bank has to pay. So that P will be added so that the bank can pay from that day itself, that point itself, you will get the first payment. So and that's how the amount was calculated. This is it in this video. I will be seeing you with sinking fund in my next video. Till then, keep that smile wide, keep your family and friends happy out there. Thank you so much, people. Take care. Bye-bye. See you.